paint your faces, and get ready for some wins. Gather around that favorite place and start celebrating. Everyone gets into the action. We promise to carry this one through to the very end, so start the cheering. Sports Night is next.
I think we're on, by the way.
Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. That was a good opening, wasn't it?
That's how you catch him by surprise, because he forgot to plug in his earpiece. No wonder I couldn't hear.
Mine's in.
Well, yeah, you're one step ahead of me.
Yeah, usually I'm 2 steps behind.
Well, we've been talking, speaking of 1 step ahead, 2 steps behind, we've been talking all season about 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yes.
This week we're talking about a giant leap forward for the football team.
And it's a great week for that because it was a big win, obviously, and we'll talk about it as we go. But you know, the program really needed that shot in the arm and get that first win, and hopefully things build from here.
Yeah, and I was really impressed not only with just about everything, but we'll talk in more detail afterward. Football team walking a little taller this week, and they should have some confidence going into Friday's game at Centennial. Cardinals finally got their first win at homecoming, beating up on the Park Center Pirates. Park Center came in with a 3-1 record, but the Cardinals knew all of their victories were over weaker non-conference teams. And if they were concerned or intimidated at all by the Pirates, they certainly didn't show it on the field. After their opening possession stalled near midfield, the Cardinals get the ball with great field position for their second try, and they capitalize. It ends with Austin Onda finding Tanner Tunsky in the back of the end zone, puts Cardinals up 7-0 late in the first quarter. Turnover battle turned in the Cardinals' favor in this one. Sifasarith knocks the ball away from the Pirates quarterback, Blake Weber, there to recover. Coon Rapids takes over at the Park Center 26. 4 plays later, they find pay dirt again. The pitch goes to Cortez Jackson, running right, dives for the pylon. Cards up by 14. Just the start of a very big night for the junior tailback. Score stays that way until late in the half when Lawrence Agunti gets some time to look downfield, heaves one to the end zone, and a great diving catch by Adam Burge makes it 14-7 at the half. But the Cardinals explode in the second. First offensive play of the third quarter. Jackson with a nice hole up the middle, turns on the Jets. He's taking this one 74 yards for the score, and it's just the start of the Cardinals starting to run away with it. Think that was nice. How about this one? Next possession, Jackson takes the pitch, running left. Great blocking, helps him break free again, and no one is going to catch him. This one's a 53-yarder, his third TD of the night. Cardinals increase the lead to 28-7. Pirates are able to answer on their next possession. 4th and 4 from the 14. Handoff goes to Malcolm Richards running around the right. He bullies his way to the goal line, and Park Center still in this one at 28-14. Midway through the final quarter, Pirates cut into the lead again. Carl Altenberg gets time, fires over the middle, finds Caleb Sink for the 21-yard score. All of a sudden, it's a ball game, 28-20. The Cardinals stay with what works, and that's Cortez Jackson. Definitely the workhorse. Great second effort on that one. Gets him to the end zone. His 4th touchdown, over 220 yards rushing. But the big thing, defense takes over from there. They have 5 takeaways in this game. They had just 2 takeaways through their first 4 games. They had 5 takeaways against Park Center. That one there by Ty Keith Johnson, very late, allowed them to pretty much kneel on it the rest of the way.
You know, especially on homecoming, it was a nice win. But you know, I love this team, win or lose. But it's so much more fun to see them win.
It is.
And I thought that they played obviously mistake-free football for the most part. They had some penalties,
well,
but as far
some.
as
that's
some
putting
penalties,
it nicely.
But as far as turning the ball over, they didn't do it, and I think that's a big step for them. This week against Centennial, I think that's an opportunity for them to get another win. That's going to be on the road, but I think they play well enough that they've got a real good opportunity.
Well, they should have some confidence if they can clear up the penalties, because there were more than a few.
Yeah,
there were over 30 flags in the game and over 250 yards of penalties between the two teams combined. It was a long night.
Probably one of the longer football games we've done that
I'm sure.
Hasn't gone into
but that really
extra time.
That really was the only glitch for the Cardinals. They won the turnover battle 5-0, something they had not done all season. They capitalized in the red zone. They were 4 for 4, something they had not been doing well, something we talked about, them not being able to finish when they were in the red zone, and they did it. They did it well on Friday night. The other thing, believe it or not, they had yet to convert a point after touchdown, and with Tony Cruckton kicking the ball, They were 5 for 5.
Very nice. You know, and I think one of the happiest guys on the field was Coach John Young. Not happy for himself, obviously, but happy for these young men. Because
actually, they were 3 for 3 in the red zone because Cortez Jackson had the 2 that were 53 and
yards,
74
yards. 220 yards rushing, not bad.
Yeah,
but, you know,
right.
he's so happy for this team because they've worked hard all year, and, you know, to get that first win, especially on homecoming, it's pretty sweet for them.
Yeah, and they do not have an easy schedule to finish, but they do have an opportunity to win some football games. I think Centennial's beatable. They're at Centennial this week.
Yep.
They're back home, which is nice to be at home. Their last home game, though, against Champlain Park, a very good football team.
Yes.
The Cardinals will have to have everything going their way in order to beat the Rebels. And then they finish on the road at Andover. And Andover, I think, is also a team that if the Cardinals play their game, they could come away with a victory. I'm not saying they're going to finish out with 4 straight wins after starting with 4 straight losses, but I think it is possible for them to do so. And even if they're able to win 2 or even 3 of those games, that will give them a little bit better seeding in the playoffs, and B, some confidence that they can play and they can win football games.
One game at a time. Well, the tennis team will play its final regular season match on Tuesday and compete in the team section tournament at the end of this week. The Cardinals are hoping to close out the schedule with a nice win streak, and it's already started. On Tuesday last week, the Cards traveled to Park Center and plundered the Pirates, scoring their 2nd straight victory and their 10th win in 11 matches. Park Center, not really known as a tennis powerhouse, but the Cardinals couldn't consider the Pirates a powder puff either. Junior captain Allie Bauer has done an admirable job of filling the top single spot for the Cardinals all season long. She gets the Cardinals another nice start on Tuesday, scoring a dramatic 7-6 win against Park Center. Another tight first set at second singles. Helen Nelson slips away with a 7-6 win, but then dominates the second, winning by a score of 6-1. Andrea Ream's going to handle the third singles for the Cardinals, and this match would keep Park Center's hopes alive. Ream wins this point but loses the set 2-6, 1-6. There's really no more than a speed bump for the cruising Cardinals. Carly Westrow won 4th singles 6-0, 6-0, and Coon Rapids dominated the doubles. Homecoming queen Tina McManus and Maddie Georgie win easily at second doubles 6-1, 6-3. And Emily Everhart and Heather Burt close out the victory at third doubles. Another tight battle, winning 6-4, 7-5. Cardinals win 6-1 to start yet another streak for this tennis squad.
Yeah, they've been a lot of fun to watch. We talked about it at the beginning of the year. They last year were co-champions in the Northwest Suburban, kind of overachieved. Definitely were beyond what was expected of them last year with 21 wins. And this year they lost a lot from that team. They come in this year going, yeah, we just hope to be competitive, hope to be in the mix, and
certainly have, haven't they?
I'll be darned if they're not making another nice run and being, well, no question about it, the most successful program of the fall season in 2014
Absolutely.
At Coon Rapids High School. Andover on Wednesday, and the Cardinals crush them 5-2. Allie Bauer, another straight sets win, 6-3, 6-1 at first singles. Heidi Hanula, 6-4, 6-0 at second. Maddie Georgie, 6-love, 6-love. Carly Wester gave up just one game, winning 6-1, 6-0 at fourth singles. And Martin Sidney McDonald wins 6-4, 6-2. Improves their record to 17-5 overall, 9-3.
It's impressive
in the conference. And you talk about it, just one more match remaining. That's on Tuesday. They host Blaine, hoping to finish with 18 wins, which, you know, it's not the 21 of a year ago, but it's pretty darn good.
Considering what they lost from a year ago, and hopefully just they're coming back into the season, say we're going to be able to compete. They've done pretty well.
Very, very impressive. 17 wins and looking for number 18 on Tuesday, and then they will head into the team section tournament. It starts Wednesday. I think it finishes up Thursday or Friday. And then next week they will be into the individual section tournament. Well, it's been a tough start for the Cardinals volleyball team as they try to get this program back on solid ground. But last week they took advantage of a rare opportunity. Cardinals are young and are outgunned on most nights. But with Irondale coming into town on Tuesday, another program looking for its first conference win of the year, Cardinals knew they couldn't let this chance get away from them. Cardinals jumped out to an early lead on the Knights, and they did it by keeping Irondale from streaking at all. Great turn on this serve. Set up Jessica Hegg on the left side. Just the start of a big night for her, as Irondale has no chance on the return. Still early in the first, great diving save on this point by Carly Britton right there. They get it to Hegg again on the left side. She had 8 kills in the first set alone, and the Cardinals win 25-12. Second set has a completely different tone, as it's Irondale jumping out to the big lead early, and they never trail in this one. Big stuff block at the net by Sydney Carr right there helps the Knights even the match with a 25-17 win in the second set. Third set, seesaw battle until about halfway point, and the Cardinals start to take control. This kill by Hegg, part of a 7-point run that tipped the scale in the Cardinals' favor as they go back in front for the 25-22 win. Knights keep battling, knowing this match is a good opportunity for them. Kill by Sydney Carr right there. Gets it to even at 25-23, forcing a fifth and final. Home team would leave no doubt in the deciding set. Pressure situation, go to your go-to player. Jessica Hegg, another kill for her. She finished with a match-high 23, and she'd be at the service line with match point. Knights try to attack up the middle. Ellie Hintze there for the block. Cardinals win 15-3, scoring a dramatic 3-2 win, their first conference victory of the season. And Howie, it was fun to be there.
It really was fun, and it was nice to see them win. You know, both these squads was struggling coming into this match, and it was nice to see Coon Rapids at the end pull that out and really get that first conference win. It was nice that you and I were there, and we had it on CTM. We were able to witness it firsthand, and you know that was important for this program. They needed to get that first one. You always, just like the football team, you got to get some confidence and a little continuity, and they hope to continue on with that.
Well, and we've talked about it. You know, a lot of times, even when they're losing in straight sets, they're close sets. Some of the powerhouses they're not really competing with, and that's understandable for where the program is at this point. But when they've had other teams that are kind of middle to lower half of the conference, they've been losing those 25-22 sets. And just needing a couple more points, a couple more services to fall in, and it just hasn't happened for them. Yeah, a couple of these sets were dominant victories for the Cardinals, especially number 1 and number 5.
Yep.
Number 5 was pretty much no doubt from the very start. The Cardinals came out, got on a roll, and they stayed there, 15-3.
Able to close that out in a nice fashion as well.
They host Andover on Tuesday. They are at Anoka on Thursday. They still have a little bit of time to go in the regular season. They do.
Well, this is a big week for the Cardinals swim team as they prepare for the crosstown rival battle with the Blaine Bengals. It's the annual battle for the supremacy at the Northdale Middle School pool. Easy for me to say. Last week, the Cardinals hosted the Andover Huskies, and the Huskies ran away with this one, leaving the Cardinals still searching for their first win of the season. Diving continues to be a bright spot for the Cardinals. Galadriel O'Grady, one of her best performances to date against Andover. She wins with a 223.35, almost 35 points more than second place. That was the Cardinals' first top finish of the night, and they followed up with another. Aaliyah Perkins sets the pace in the 100 fly and out-touches the girl next to her, winning by just 0.2 of a second. Nice race to the finish there. Cardinals picked that one up. Well, the streak's going to continue in the next event. It's the 100 free. Lizzie Giese with a great race, and she pulls away at the end. She's going to win in a time of 58.11, but the Huskies' lead is just too great for the Cardinals to ever recover. Oh, they're going to get one more blue ribbon coming up here. And guess what? It's Aaliyah Perkins again, this time in the 100 backstroke. She wins with a time of 108.46. But it's too little too late for the home team, and the Cardinals are going to lose this battle 95-80. And Joe, they've got a big one coming up, as we just talked about, the big battle for Northdale Middle School pool.
Well, and the Blaine program has been growing and getting stronger the last few years, and it's going to be another meet where the Cardinals have to keep them close early if they hope to have a chance as a team. But the important part is we've talked about it. They don't have great numbers. Nope. They don't have a ton of depth, but those leaders are improving their times, and they are continuing to swim faster and better, and that is going to be a great thing for them come individual section championships, which is pretty much just around the corner. But as a team, they just don't have the depth to get enough points especially early on. I went through it line by line, the Andover, and before Andover was done scoring, I think Coon Rapids only won 2 events, maybe 3, meaning they got more than 8 of the 16 points available in those each event. And one was obviously diving, and Galadriel O'Grady has been
head and shoulders.
She's been pretty impressive so far. Cardinals at the Ranger Invitational over at Hamlin University on Saturday. The Cardinals finished in 4th place in that event, and medleys did very well. They had a couple of 3rd place and 4th place finishes from the medley teams. Lindsay Giese had a couple of 1st place finishes, including the 200 IM. Aaliyah Perkins took 2nd in the 100 butterfly. Galadriel O'Grady a 276.05, but that's only good enough for a 3rd place finish. Giese also won the 100 fly, and Aaliyah Perkins finished 5th in the 100 backstroke. So not a bad showing for them. I think there were 6 or 7 teams involved in that kind of little bit of a tune-up for getting right back into that Northwest Suburban Conference action. They host Blaine on Tuesday, and they're at Park Center on Thursday. Both cross-country teams had a couple of events last week, but for the boys, they were back-to-back Friday, Saturday. So the team they put out for Friday's Mustang Invitational, a little bit different. Gave a couple of other guys an opportunity to get out and run at a varsity level and see how they could compete. And the Cardinals finished 12th place in that event. Reski, Palzer, Apido, Rashid, and at the bottom, my cousin.
Your cousin.
Jack Jorgensen.
There he is.
Attaboy, Jack. Way to finish strong. He finished in 86th place. On Saturday, the biggest event, the biggest cross-country race in the upper Midwest. And the Cardinals did pretty darn well. 13th place. I think there's close to 50 teams involved in this event. So a really nice race for them. And I got a little note from Coach Denny Green. He said, it's not just how well they did as a team or how they placed or their times, because he said their times are down a little bit. But he said it was a really tough course, and because it was unseasonably warm on Saturday, much warmer than you expect it to be in late September, he was very impressed with how the boys finished. Muggenberg is the top finisher for the Cardinals in 41st place overall, Breitbach in 52nd. Ost finished in 1904 with Mehrhoff on his heels in 1905. And then look at the last 3, 1918, 1920, and 1925. That's good grouping. We talk about it all the time, how important that is for cross-country teams to continue to improve and do well. As a team, they need to be finishing in groups, and the boys have apparently drank the Kool-Aid, and
they did.
They're listening
running in groups.
They're listening to Uncle Howie Shapiro, and that's a good thing to see.
Uncle Howie Shapiro.
Blaine Invitational coming up on Thursday for both cross-country teams, and then the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships are a week from Thursday. Girls cross-country team was at the Hudson Invitational on Tuesday of last week. They finished 3rd in that event. There were like 8 or 9 teams in this, and we've talked about it for years. The girls really good at sticking together in groups, and you see the numbers, the times they are running together. Elise Weimholt, top finisher in 9th place. Brenna Del Castillo finished 12th, with Rachel Davis just about 5 seconds behind her in 14th. Caitlin Benson finished in 18th, and Michelle Oniakaba finished in 21st. On Saturday, pretty impressive.
Really, very impressive. I was going through the Sunday paper on Sunday, obviously, and saw where they finished. I was very impressed to see them that high up in this tournament, because we talked about this is the most impressive tournament in the state here, because they draw teams from everywhere.
Yeah, it's the biggest cross-country event. I'm not sure that it's the biggest one in the country, but definitely in the upper Midwest.
Yep.
And the Cardinals with 5 finishers in the top 100. That is pretty impressive. Brenna Del Castillo had the best pace for Coon Rapids in 55th at 21:32. Oniakaba stepping her game up, finished with 21:39. Weimholt in 67th, Benson in 84th, Davis in 98th. Porter and Hannah Davis round out the Cardinals competitors in that event. But yeah, very, very impressive for them to go out. And I did not look. I should have. I did not pay attention. 7th place, and I guarantee a handful of the teams in front of them are out-of-state teams. I did not pay attention to see.
Yeah, there were.
I did not pay attention to see how many teams from Minnesota finished ahead of the Cardinals.
I think there was a handful, few, but
Well,
I think Wayzata was there, and I'm trying to remember. My
I'd
memory's
have
not
to
as
go
good as
look.
it used to be the older I get, unfortunately, Bob.
Uncle Howie. Cardinals girls as well at the Blaine Invitational on Thursday, and then that's their last primer before the Northwest Suburban Conference Championships coming up a week from Thursday. Well, boys soccer team wrapping up, well, both soccer teams actually wrapping up the regular season this week. And for the boys, they're really looking for some positives to help carry them into the postseason. It's been a difficult year for the Cardinals with just one win so far. They were hoping they could take advantage of another struggling team last week. Totino Grace came in with a record close to 500, but they had lost 3 straight and had just 1 win in their previous 7 games. Early on, the Eagles bringing the pressure. Nice job building an attack deep in the Cardinals' end. It leads to the shot by Jack Morey. McCormick able to make a diving save and keep the game scoreless. Late in the first, Coon Rapids answering with some pressure of their own. Tony Cruckton is going to settle, find a little space and send a long left-footed shot toward the net. The keeper is able to jump up and make the save. Goalies keep this one even. Totino, another good opportunity. Strong shot from in close right there. But a great save by McCormick. And at the half, there's no score. Eagles finally able to get on the board early in the second. No one marking Andrew Perriott. Watch him. Look at him down the middle. Who's got that? Number 9. Number 9.
Number 9.
Pass comes to him. There's no chance for McCormick to make the save this time. Totino makes the 1-0 lead. And that got the wind under the Eagles' wings. They continue to bring the pressure until they get some insurance. Initial shot is off the post, but it's all purple jerseys at the back door. It's Perriott again. This time bouncing it in off the defender, number 9.
Number 9.
And that would be the final score of the game. Totino wins 2-0 on 2 goals by number 9.
Number 9.
Never gets old.
Ever.
Never gets
Ever.
old. Neither. Well, we may get old, but we never.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. End of the week, the Cardinals took on Maple Grove. The Crimson are one of the better teams in the conference, and they show why. They beat the Cardinals 5-0 on Saturday. Cardinals' record drops to 1-12 overall, 1-10 in the conference. Cardinals are at Forest Lake tonight. They host Champlain Park on Tuesday, and they are at Park Center for the final regular season game on Thursday. Girls soccer team was at Forest Lake last week when we were doing Sports Night, and they got the win 3-1 over the Rangers. Kalena, I think. Kalena Burdick
Verdict.
had both goals. Had 2 of the goals. Allie Erickson had another one.
Yeah, both. No, 3
Both.
is 3 is both.
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
How are you taking it from here?
You want to talk about girls soccer for a change?
Yeah, why
Sure,
not?
why not? Well, the win over Forest Lake pushed the Cardinals' winning streak to 3, so they were flying home when they returned home on Tuesday.
Flying high when they returned home.
Oh, okay. The 2 of us. Now we're in trouble here.
Oh, it does say flying home when they returned home.
Yeah. So who wrote that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That other
well,
guy.
I'm over here now. The Eagles are coming off a win over Anoka, and we're boasting a 5-4 record. Both teams are looking to finish their season strong and looking at this matchup as a good chance to keep their current streaks alive. Coon Rapids bringing the pressure early. Allie Erickson attacking down the left wing. Not a great angle for this shot, but it does force the keeper to make a diving save. Cardinals with a free kick a little later. Emily Cross serves it up. Allie missed quick, heads it toward the net, but it's off the crossbar. But Erin Jenkins is right there to put the rebound home and put her team on top 1-0. Number 9 has been hot, and it continues against the Eagle. What number?
Number 9?
Number 9. Coon Rapids continues to control the pace. Jenkins with a long pass toward the Totino end. Erickson gets there, heads it past the keeper, but it's going to miss just wide of the net. We're still in the first. Erickson with a steal on a sloppy pass. Works her way towards the front, finds some room, and lets loose a strong left footer. This one clanks off the crossbar again. Erickson able to track it down, but her second attempt doesn't have much on it. It bounces in easily to the keeper. Early in the second, another great opportunity thwarted by the crossbar. Jenkins passes to Koss out front. Her first shot is blocked and comes right back. Second shot It's off the crossbar. Jenkins is out front again, but her header is up and
Number
over.
9,
Out of
she's
play.
everywhere.
Number 9. Another free kick and another great play by the Cards. Koss kicks it, headed by Miss Quick, and then who else? Number 9, Aaron Jenkins scored goal, the second goal of the game for number 9.
Number 9.
Coon Rapids with a 2-0 lead. Grace able to close the gap late in the game.
You wouldn't believe who scores this goal, by the way.
Building down the right side, Ariana Dormerl will take the shot and slip it past inside the far post.
Did you notice what number she wears?
I bet she was number 9.
It's unbelievable. Number 9.
Number 9.
It's all number 9. The soccer games against Tino, 5 goals between the 2 games.
I shouldn't have
and they
planned
were
it that
all
way, Joe.
number 9. I went out and switched jersey. No, you have to wear number 9 tonight.
Yep. Well, Cardinal Streak goes to 4 with that 2-1 win.
It does, but just how bizarre is that? Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9 scores all 5 goals. It's 3 different players wearing the number 9 jersey.
But yet they're still number 9.
But they're still all number 9. Just absolutely bizarre after the fun we had with number 9 last week. Oh, it's a good thing that we
never gets old.
It's a good thing that we like what we do. Girls soccer team, that streak had to come to an end, and unfortunately it comes to an end ugly against Maple Grove on Saturday. They lose the Crimson 5-0. Head coach Jeff DeJoy said, though, not as bad as the score would indicate. He said he had some subs in and some lower-level girls, give them a chance to get out there in the second half, and Maple Grove took advantage and added a couple that were really meaningless toward the end of the game, but hoping that they can jump right back on, get on a win streak again this week, and finish strong. They host Champlin Park on Tuesday and then are at Park Center to finish it up on Thursday.
Yes. A lot of good
Oh,
action.
no, and then they
Cretin.
have Cretin on Saturday. That's right.
Then it's the end.
Then it's the end.
Yeah.
That's right. They schedule a nice, tough non-conference game right before playoffs, which is always a good thing to see.
Agree.
Going forward, and we'll talk obviously more about this next week. We hope to have seedings for those playoffs. I would expect Coon Rapids girls to be a top seed and have at least one home game. Boys probably going to be facing a number 1 or number 2 seed first round. They're going to have their work cut out for them unless they can do something spectacular in their 3 games this week.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep everybody abreast of what's going on.
Well, Howie, we will be at football on Friday. Unfortunately, due to personal circumstances, neither of us is available to be at swimming on Tuesday against Plain. That was the original plan, but I don't know, maybe Jeremy Millington will.
Jeremy Smith is
Jeremy
gonna be there.
Smith.
Yeah, Jeremy Smith is
Jeremy
gonna,
Smith.
He's going to run the ship for us.
Will be calling the action for swimming and diving. So CTN will be there. Unfortunately, neither of us are able to attend. We, though, you and I, will be back in action on Friday at Centennial. Mark your calendar, folks. It's a 5 o'clock game. Get there early. It's homecoming for the Cougars. So the Cardinals will face a lot of pressure and a lot of hype surrounding the home team, and their homecoming kickoff starts at 5 o'clock. And then volleyball on Tuesday at the 7th, Spring Lake Park against Coon Rapids. That's going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out for joining us, continue to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howard Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Good night.
Good night.